Elvis Presley purchased Graceland in March of 1957 for $102,500.
Thousands of those fans were drawn to Memphis as the Presley home, Graceland Mansion, opened its doors to the public for the first time ever.
Elvis's Aunt Delta cut the ribbon. The fans came, still faithful. They paid $5 for the tour, and vans full of fans went back and forth all day.
When Elvis died in 1977, his father Vernon inherited the estate. When he died, Lisa Marie Presley inherited it, and now her daughter Riley owns Graceland. Today I want to talk about Elvis's basement. Now, the basement had two rooms that were pretty awesome. One of them was the pool room, which has this like fabric that reaches all the way up to the ceiling.
Elvis bought this table in 1957, just shortly after he bought Graceland. He loved the game, and like everything else he put his mind to, he was good at it.
The other room in the basement was Elvis's TV room. He would watch 3 televisions at once in this room. He had a built-in stereo, and the walls had these ornate, decorative yellow and black murals.
He decided he wanted an informal place to watch television, listen to records, and bring people over to party. In this room, he could do all 3. He loved television, especially live sports events and sitcoms.
The room had mirrors on the ceiling, also had the TCB logo with the lightning bolt, which meant taking care of business in a flash. Years ago, I was flipping through an Entertainment Weekly at a dentist office, which where else would anybody read an Entertainment Weekly? And as I'm flipping through it, I come across this very small little article in the magazine about Elvis's VHS collection. Entertainment Weekly was known for doing this. All their articles were generally very small little things with nice pictures. It's sort of like the physical version of the internet just before the internet came about.
Now choosing a movie, TV show, video, book, or record can be mistake-free. Introducing an exciting new magazine called Entertainment Weekly from the publishers of Time and People. It covers all your entertainment choices in a totally entertaining way.
But this little article about Elvis's VHS collection always stuck with me, and I recently looked it up and I couldn't find anything on the internet about it. I had to go through the Entertainment Weekly archive just to find this blurb. So for some reason, the Elvis estate has never posted this information online. This is the article. It starts out talking about Elvis's love for movies. He loved movies from a very early age, and that stuck with him his entire life. As a teenager, Elvis worked at the Lowe's Theater on Main Street in Memphis. This theater opened in 1920 and closed in 1970. If you're wondering what a teenage Elvis looked like, Vanity Fair released this never-before-seen photo in 2014. This shows him about 13 years old, so just a couple years before he would have worked at the movie theater. When Elvis was a teenage usher, one of the movies he enjoyed was King Solomon's Mines.
You'll thrill to the magnificent love story of the flaming redhead and the handsome jungle adventurer, as together they fight their hazardous way through a vast land of mystery and excitement in their relentless quest for the fabulous fortune that rests in King Solomon's mines.
He also enjoyed the Tony Curtis movie, The Prince Who Was a Thief. In fact, Elvis said he memorized the lines to this film.
Starring 2 of Hollywood's freshest, brightest young stars.
There's a place with bars which you could wriggle through.
So, you want Tina to let you into the treasury?
With Everett Sloan, Jeff Corey, Peggy Castle, and the dancing slave girls of Tangiers. You'll love this fabulous tale of the Prince of Thieves, who set out to give his heart to a princess, and a gutter snipe who tried to steal it for herself.
A decade after Elvis worked there, he's one of the most famous people in the world.
Sometimes he would rent the local movie theater to show films to family and friends. Patton was one of his favorites.
One of the ones he liked to watch was the Peter Sellers film, Dr. Strangelove.
Colonel, that Coca-Cola machine, I want you to shoot the lock off it. There may be some change in there. Shoot it off! Shoot with a gun! That's what the bullets are for, you twit!
I'm gonna get your money for you. But if you don't get the President of the United States on that phone, you're gonna have to answer to the Coca-Cola company.
Letter from an Unknown Woman is a 1948 drama that Elvis rented the theater out to watch.
By the time you read this letter, I may be dead. I have so much to tell you.
Now, Elvis died in 1977, several years before the average person had a VCR, but this was Elvis. So he had a professional 3/4-inch VHS machine that was hooked up to his 3 TVs in the basement.
Terrific! terrific. But suppose it's over 3 hours. Relax. Panasonic VHS tapes up to 4 hours of sports, movies, specials on one cassette.
This is one of Elvis's friends, Lamar Pike. Now, Lamar said that this VCR weighed 9 tons. He said it was ridiculously heavy. He also said that Elvis did not know how to use it. He said Elvis would always call somebody else over to start it for him. So all of these were broadcasts that he recorded onto a tape. Commercially rented tapes didn't really come about until a few years after Elvis died. One of the tapes in Elvis's collection was a recording of televangelist Oral Roberts.
Now, if you had a dollar bill and you gave up the dollar bill and someone gave you another dollar bill, you would have the same material value as you had before. So when Christ said, I am your comforter, but I'm going away, and I will send you another comforter.
He also had the Peter Sellers film Return of the Pink Panther. He also had one of the Ali Norton fights. Now, Muhammad Ali, famous champion, fought a guy named Ken Norton. Ken Norton broke his jaw early in the fight and went on to beat Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali fought him 2 more times, winning the next 2, leaving the series 2-1 in Ali's favor. But one of those matches was in Elvis's collection. He also had recorded a highlight reel of the 1971 New York Giants.
The Giants' 9-5 record was due in large part to a short-up defense, anchored by a tough rookie from Oklahoma.
Elvis also had a recording of The Godfather, the complete novel for television. This was also referred to as The Godfather, the complete epic.
The Academy Award-winning films plus footage never before seen, now transformed into a television masterpiece. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday on NBC.
You had Godfather Part 1, came out in theaters, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. The sequel comes out, and it features a lot of flashbacks. Francis Ford Coppola edited them together in sequence and made a whole new product out of it. Also found scenes that had not been released in the theatrical cut. It's a very different film, and actually, I think it may be better than watching the 2 films on their own. The Burt Lancaster film Executive Action was also in Elvis's collection.
Burt Lancaster, Robert Ryan, and Will Geer take executive action in a drama where startling fiction challenges established facts.
He had some Monty Python tapes. Elvis got 3 television sets because he saw a picture in Life magazine of President LBJ with 3 televisions showing him ABC, NBC, and CBS, which at the time was pretty much everything that was on television, and this VCR fed to all of them. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, give it a thumbs up. There are a bunch of Elvis Garbage Pail Kids. We've got Les Vegas. This one's cool because he's black and white. It's Jailhouse Rick. And then this one says Rick and Roll, and it's got Colonel Tom Parker kind of marionetting Elvis. Finally, I saw this one online, Elvis Portley. I have never been to Graceland, but it's definitely on the list of places I'd love to visit. I find it so interesting, and I find it more interesting now than it was even years ago. Beyond the fact that you've got Elvis Presley, the most famous singer that ever lived, you also have a house that has been preserved from 1977, and I love that. I kind of would love to go to Elvis's house just for that reason. Also want to hang out in the Jungle Room. See where he used to make his peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I'd love to go to that area too, because from what I understand, the Clinton Library in Arkansas is like an hour drive from there, which I love presidential libraries, so I'd love to see that. And then they've got all kinds of music stuff in that area. I want to go to like the Grand Ole Opry. One guy who is a member of the Grand Ole Opry is Darius Rucker, Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish, which is kind of mind-blowing. He's like all country. And what actually made him a country star was doing a Burger King commercial where he sung a parody of Big Rock Candy Mountain. I dug deep into the history of that story. Also the Burger King I Am Man ad, which was kind of controversial. I'm going to put that video right on this side so you can check that out if you want to dig into Darius Rucker and Burger King. Otherwise, YouTube says this video is best for you, so choose either one. I'm going to see you back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Be there.